In one of the greatest movie scenes of all time, The Godfather reveals the hypocrisy of the church, Christians, and false faith in just a couple of minutes. The rising mafia boss Michael Corleone attends the baptism of his godchild. We can't understand a word the priest is saying because he's speaking in Latin. We're hearing this while the safe atmosphere of the church is intercut with the danger and violence raging outside at the same time. There's a disconnect between the church and the outside world, but both have something in common. They feel more orchestrated than authentic. The organ music turns from peaceful ambience of the baptism to a threatening soundtrack, accompanying a series of quick lies.
Do you believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth?
I do.
The pause Al Pacino makes reveals the truth to us.
Do you renounce Satan?
I do renounce him.
A policeman has become a criminal. A paper box turned into a gun container. A pair of glasses hinders sight. The crying of a baby is louder than whispers of death. And the church has just become empty tradition.
But I'm the Godfather!
The Office uses the church as a change of setting that reveals the true nature of its characters. Here we have a group of atheists and agnostics who attend a christening. The baptism has a meaning for each one of them, even if everybody decides for themselves what that meaning is. Some of them misuse the church to promote their business.
For all your paper and printer needs.
Some of them get confronted with the true longings of their heart.
Yeah, I want kids.
And others use it for their other egotistical purposes.
Tell them that I died, and I turned into an angel.
What the Office does from a secular point of view is acknowledge the presence and value of the church.
Sunday church service. It's been a few years. The big guy and I, we got some catching up to do.
We see that in the way they show grace to one of the most unlikable characters in the whole show.
All right, this is silly. Nope.
The church in The Office is a presence that is always there, waiting for us to start a conversation.
Why you always gotta be so mean to me?
I'm fascinated by the way even the most secular films recognize the historical and spiritual power of the church. There Will Be Blood shows us that you can never force somebody to believe something.
And say it. What do you want me to say?
Here we see confession and testimony subverted into pure theater.
I've abandoned my child. Say it louder. Say it louder. I've abandoned my child!
Because shouting louder doesn't make God hear you more clearly.
Get out of here, devil! Out, devil! Out, sin!
You can't beat sin out of a person. Baptism isn't a means of getting what you want on earth.
Give me the blood, Lord, and let me get away!
Simply said, you can't fake yourself into Christianity. Even then, at this most subverted, abusive and borderline offensive portrayal of the church service, the filmmakers decide to put a twist at the end of the scene. We see the grace and kindness of the people of the church can make even the most evil and sinister man break character. Home Alone sets the stage for one of the most important moments of the film at church. Kevin, whose parents forgot him at home while going away for the holidays, got exactly what he wanted: freedom to do whatever he wants. After fulfilling his fleshly desires, he is left with a feeling of emptiness. When the reality of the situation sets in, the egotistical Kevin gives his confession about what he's really feeling and regretting on a church bench. After experiencing the relief of confession, he learns that,
well, this is the place to be if you're feeling bad about yourself.
At church?
Oh, you're always welcome to church.
The Revenant is a survival film full of betrayal, pain and violence. Right in the middle of this gritty arthouse film, we experience a moment of cinematic grace when the protagonist is reconciled with his dead son in the ruins of a destroyed church. This beautiful scene symbolizes the tradition of the church as a gateway to God, and in turn to the afterlife, remains even when it is forsaken and destroyed by humans.
By God's gift,
The Place Beyond the Pines brings the destroyer and the destroyed together at church, and with that brings to light how sin forces a separation between us and what really matters in life. Ryan Gosling's character witnesses the baptism of his son at the altar with his biological mother and new father figure. The film is set in simple everyday locations, but the church kinda elevates all fights and struggles of the characters' everyday lives, and what he's left with is really what matters to him, his real feelings, beyond the hiding and rough facade of the lonely drifter.
thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
The filmmakers show prayer not as empty words. Prayer is used as a tool of connection to the protection, anchor, and grace of God. All of the things the protagonist is really longing for but falsely believes aren't meant for him to have, resulting in him experiencing the painful reality of a world without God in your life.